Yeah, well, I felt like if the game finishes 0-0, I feel like we lost the game. At this point, we needed 3 points more than anything. It wasn't the prettiest performance from us as a team, although I felt like we created more chances. Especially second half, we had some good opportunities that just didn't go our way, and then the last-minute goal overruled by VAR, and then finally the breakthrough. The penalty. I mean, sometimes you have to win games like this in this style, and yeah, those 3 points are huge. No, I mean he grabbed the ball, and then he asked me if he can take the penalty. He came in. In some ways, he changed the game. He was a threat going forward, and as you said, he hasn't scored in a while. And I think we need him, to get back to his best. And I believe this goal helped him a lot, in his confidence. So yeah, I'm just glad we won.
Did you describe those first 45 minutes? It seemed just weird.
Yeah, I mean they made it difficult for us. They were well organized. They defended with pretty much everyone. And I played on the left, and Rosenberry, the right back, he followed me even if I went across the field. So they had their tactics. They stuck with it, and it worked for pretty much the whole of a game. It worked. Yeah, they just made it difficult, and it was one of those ugly games that we probably maybe earlier on in the season wouldn't win. But yeah, the win was just huge. It puts us probably in second as of right now, and we know how much it means to get the 3 points at home because we have some tough road games coming up. So to get those 3 points tonight was very big.
It wasn't so long ago the RSL was fighting to be above the playoff line, and now you're second in the West only to LAFC. Can you talk about, one, what that does for the team's confidence to be in that position, and two, what changed to see the improved performances?
Yeah, I mean, we're in second, but with probably 1 or 2 losses, we could be in seventh. That's how tight the table is, especially, in our conference. I haven't seen the other results yet, but, as I say, a couple of bad games in a row, and you could be sixth or seventh, or maybe even out of playoffs, So we know we're in second, but we know the playoffs aren't clinched yet. We're not definitely in playoffs, and obviously want to finish as high as we can so we get the home advantage at least in a few games in the playoffs, because we know that's big, and I don't think there's a team who wants to come here for a playoff game and play. So it'll be important for us to keep that going. The momentum of the wins. I know we had the loss here to LAFC, but they're the best team in the league, hands down. So that's nothing to be ashamed of. And other than that, we've been very solid home and away the last probably 6-7 games. So we'll be looking to keep that going in Portland next week. But back to your question, it feels nice to be in second, at least for a little bit.
What changed tactically for you in the second half? It seemed like while you weren't getting goals, there were more opportunities. It was opening up. Could you kind of feel like the momentum was swinging your way a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, they did put a lot of work defensively in, and I don't think there's any team who will defend for 90 minutes and not give up any opportunities. So eventually we knew we were going to create chances. We just didn't seem to put one away, and it came down all the way to the end, to the penalty, to break them through and to score a goal. So I don't think there was a change tactically, the way we played or the system. Maybe we played with a little bit more urgency in the second half when the tempo was a little higher than in the first. But as in tactics, I don't think we changed a lot. I mean, we changed personnel in the field, but it was probably a like for like, or a little shift in players. I went inside. Joao came on the left, and then Demir went up top. So that's something that we've been playing before, so it was nothing new. So no tactical changes, just more bite, I would say.
Albert, what's the confidence level of this group right now? It seems like things weren't going your way for the majority of the game. You still were able to pick up 3 points, score 2 goals late.
Yeah, and I think that's what good teams do. I think all over the world, the teams who win something and or who get to the finals, they don't always play the prettiest. They'll have a bad game, but the importance is when you have a bad game that you still get the 3 points, and we managed to do that. So I think for confidence, as in a group, it's huge. we knew we had to get a 3 points. I feel like, as I said, a tie today would be almost as a loss. So yeah, confidence is probably sky high right now, and it was before the game, even though we lost last week to LAFC.
This next weekend you head to Portland. Timbers are a team RSL has struggled against in recent years. How is the team approaching that game?
Well, struggled. Yeah, I mean, in my first season we won home and away. So yeah, they're a good team. It'll be at a stadium with a good crowd. They have pretty much all the home games except one. So they lost to Seattle yesterday. They'll be looking to do what another 6 teams are trying to do in our conference, and that's to keep winning your home games, and to move up the table. So the win today does put us, a little ahead of them, but we know the next week game is huge, because you don't win that, you lose that, and results go against you, and we could be back to 5th, 6th position. So we'll have a full week to prepare for that, and look to keep going with these kind of results.